What's up, everybody? Welcome to One on One Boxing Podcast. This is Marcy. I got my boy Reef with me. Our goal is to provide y'all with the best boxing content on the internet. We're going to provide y'all with in-depth analysis, breakdowns, predictions, breaking news, and much more. Before we get started, I got my boy Reef. What's up, brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, and actually, before we get started, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. With that being said, today we're going to be covering the Fatal Fury events in Times Square and in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. First up, we got Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza. After that, we got Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Then we got Ryan Garcia versus Romero. Following that, we got Martin Bakole versus Efe Ajagba. Then we got Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Surace, and then we got Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. Starting off, let's get right to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo stole the show. Who would have thought Teo was going to steal the show? Teo, he showed up, he showed out. His showmanship was in full effect. He picked Arnold Barboza apart. I only gave Barboza 3 rounds. We were talking about in the last episode about how we didn't know which Teo was going to show up. T.O. showed up, man. I have my personal disagreements with T.O. because of all the weird racist shit he was doing and all that. But he showed up and he looked like the old T.O. and I loved it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I pretty much got the same. I pretty much feel the same way. Like I said in the last episode, like it depends on which Teal showed up, and we got the old Teal, man. Teal looked good, man. He looked good. He looked spectacular out there. Like everything was sharp, on point. Like he even got his groove. Like he felt like he got his groove back. He felt good. Like I was happy for Teal to get that win in Times Square, and now that he got that win, maybe he do deserve that boot shot. I don't know. It's a little too early to tell, but the way he looked on Friday night, he looked good, man. I don't have no complaints. I don't have no complaints about that fight.
Like I said, his showmanship, like even like he was out there doing the Ali shuffle. His defense was on point. Like T.O., he might be back. He might be back. And I said I wanted to see the Boots fight. I was a little hesitant to say that. I think I'm ready now.
Yeah, I don't want to be too fast on him, like you know what I'm saying, to say he's fully back in effect. But like I said, I don't want to take nothing away from Friday. Like we stood his time. I'm gonna let him shine, and Tio did his thing, man. I definitely want to see more Tio moving forward.
And another thing too is like Arnold Barboza, his like claim to fame was coming in, stealing the show, like from guys. He was being like he wasn't the favorite coming in the fights, and he'll come out and he'll steal it. But Tio was not having none of that shit.
Yeah, I just feel like Arnold Barboza whole game plan was off. Like just everything was off. His defense was trash. His defense was trash. His output was just I don't know, train right if he didn't get his camp together. I don't know what was going on, but like they said, Tia was even a better fighter. But I just also still feel like too, he didn't put up a good fight in my opinion.
For me, it was more on T.O. Like I felt like T.O. came out with a great game plan. I felt like he handicapped him from the things that he usually does well, and just put like we both said, just put on a great performance.
He stuck to the game plan, man. Shout out to Tia. You did your thing.
I'm ready to see some more. I'm not gonna lie. Following T.O., we had Dev versus Jose Ramirez.
I already saw. I saw Dev winning that fight. Like I definitely saw Dev winning that fight. But what I didn't expect to see was Dev get in there and run around and run around and run around. He got boring. He got tired. Like I definitely did like the little shots. I mean, to me, he definitely did look a little stronger. He definitely looked like he'd been in the lab. You could tell he worked on some things. I think his defense was immaculate. Like his defense was pretty good, but I just didn't like his performance all the way. Like it was a good win. I feel like it was a lackluster win. I'm gonna go with a lackluster win. It was just unimpressive. Like you know what I'm saying. And like I said, I don't know if he still had a little bit of Ryan residue left over, but all that moving and shuffling his feet, like he didn't have to do that for that guy. He could have just went in there, and I believe that guy could have been a tune up for him if he would have fought the regular Dev, his old Dev. But like I said, I don't want to take nothing away from Dev either. Dev did his thing, and to my liking, I think he deserved that shot with Ryan.
So I don't want to shit on Dev. I do like Dev. Bill's my favorite personality in boxing, but that was a complete shit show. To me, Dev looked shell shocked. He looked like he was scared to get hit. He was running around. There's a difference between being defensive and running around. He was just running around. Jose Ramirez looked like shit. He wasn't cutting the ring off. This was like the lowest output in a championship fight. It was just bad all around, and I think I'm not gonna lie, I think it was a bad look for boxing too, especially on that type of stage. That was such a big stage to be out in Times Square on the Saudi card. You got all these stars on one card. So to have an outing like that, I don't know. It makes me question where Dev's head is at. Is he ready to get into a fight with Ryan? Is he really shell shocked? Is he trying to be defensive and this just went bad? Like this was just as bad, if not worse, than the Shakur De Los Santos fight that everybody talks shit about.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you on some points. I just also feel like you also got to take into effect the time off. Then also too the beating he took before the time off. I like, I feel like Ryan didn't have nothing to worry about coming back in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Besides all the backlash that came behind that, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he could have came in, but with Dev, I feel like it was more of a controversy with him with the lawsuit and then the loss, and then they took it back, and then the cheating, and then the long time off. So I'm pretty sure he had some doubts in his head going into this fight. But like I said, I didn't really like the fight like that. I did like that he got the job done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see something better next time. I definitely would. Running around, everything else, it was fine. It was just the running around and the shuffling on his feet. I didn't like that too much.
He was like anticipating shots, like it was like he was like scared to get hit. Like every time a shot was coming his way, you could see him like wincing and like it just I don't know. And I think back to like you just mentioned the lawsuit and all that. I think their brand took a hit on Friday night as well because it's like now it's just more shit for everybody to talk. So I feel like their brand took a hit even more.
I mean, I feel like people definitely want to see what he got, based off what happened Saturday, the outcome of, both effects on Saturday. So I feel like people definitely. So I'm ready to see him win something else.
So do you think he's shell shocked or do you think it was ring rust?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was a little bit of. I definitely think a little bit of both. Ring rust and shell shock, because like you said, he was definitely scared to get hit. Like, and Ramirez was applying no pressure, and I feel like a lot of people don't like Dev as a fighter. Like, I do, but I believe like he fought people like Lomachenko way back. He actually stood in there and took a lot of shots and shots. The same thing with Prograis. He for him different. So I feel like if we could get that Dev back with the upgrades that he made, I feel like we could get a nice Dev.
See, that's the type of performance I was looking for from Dev. Like with the pro grades performance, he came off the. I thought he lost to Loma. I think a lot of people thought he lost to
Yeah,
Loma. He came off of that. Yeah, he came off of that, and then he dominated pro grades the way that he did, and that was him coming up in weight. He went from 35 to 40, dominated pro grades the way he did. He went
yeah,
from 40. He's transitioning himself into 147. They fought at 144, I believe, but he's still going up in weight. I was expecting that type of performance, and it was just the complete opposite.
yeah. I mean, like I said, like this is first one back. So like I said, I definitely want to like see the next one. After the next one, we could really. I feel like we can assess them, go from there. Like, okay, maybe it is not that. Maybe it is this. Maybe I would like to see a little more. Like I said, I don't want to shit on him. I don't want to take nothing away. I want let him know, enjoy this win. I know it definitely feel good to come back and win off that terrible loss. Like, you know what I'm saying? So once you come back, I just want to see what he got.
Yeah. So, do you think he's ready for Ryan, or you think he should try to take another fight
I think he's
before that?
definitely Ryan after what happened Saturday. I think he's ready for Ryan.
Friday.
But after what happened Friday, I think he's definitely ready for Ryan after what happened on Friday.
Yeah. So, speaking of Ryan, maybe you want to you go first.
Let's give it the fuck up for Rolly, man. Let's give it up for Rolly. I feel like this. I feel like coming into this fight, and as you go back to the last podcast, and I was wrong. I had Ryan to beat the fight because I just thought Ryan was the better fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like way more skilled than Rolly. But like I said, he can't afford to get caught with nothing dumb. And look what happened in the second round. He got caught with something dumb and put him on his ass. But I just feel like Ryan looked like shit that whole fight. Everything was off I'm basing Ryan from his last fight. From the last fight, from the controversy, because you said you weren't on anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go from that last fight. The fight was not that didn't look like the same Ryan. Like the hook was off, the jab was off, the feet was off, the defense was off, everything was off. And like I said, I don't know if it was psychological issues with Ryan. He always got some psych issues going on. I don't know if it was ring rush, like he had a lot of controversy too, but like I feel like he had way less to deal with than Dev because you say you didn't cheat. So if you didn't cheat, it's like, okay, this is where I gotta get over this. But you coming off that immaculate bombshell win. You know what I'm saying? The one that still got your name up. You still riding off that, in my opinion. You know, so to go out there and do that shitty performance and have that terrible performance is just like the Osterine play a part. I don't know, brother. The Osterine play a part. Was he missing? Because we got a whole different, completely Ryan. But let me get to Rolly, man. Rolly really shocked me. And I'm gonna say shocked me because I watched Rolly in a few fights, and I'm used to Rolly being a crash shot. The Rolly going in there, throwing them hard ass haymakers, just going all out. When I say Rolly actually boxed this fight, he really had me surprised. Like he boxed, he was real patient. He took his time, and man, definitely, man, give it up to Rolly. And even after the fight, even how he gave it up, he said, I'm not even standing anywhere. I'm gonna let Devin Ryan get the shit off, and I'll go from there. So how you feel about that fight, man? Because I know you had Ryan. I know you picked Ryan for that fight too.
Yeah, I did. I was actually just pulling up the guy's name. So go back to the Canelo. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. Canelo Berlanga fight. The undercard. Rolly fought Manuel Jaimez. He actually boxed him in that fight, but it was no disrespect to him. It was like a less than opponent, so nobody really looked at it like, okay, Rolly's like trying to box now.
Okay.
Rolly came out and boxed Ryan. Nobody was expecting this. Caught him with a left hook, lifted him off his feet, and dropped him in the second round.
That was
Who
nice.
saw, like, we knew Rolly had power, but we just didn't see that coming against Ryan. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
after he dropped him, Ryan just didn't want no more smoke. It was like if Ryan was shell shocked now, it's like, oh, I don't want to feel that again.
Yeah.
And when Ryan got dropped by Luke Campbell, it like turned like a fire on in his head.
Yeah.
And then he came out and knocked him out. This was totally different. So even when he got dropped by Tank, it didn't seem to really phase him. The first time, I think he got dropped in the second in that one as well, when Tank caught him with like a little pop shot. So
Yeah.
it didn't really like phase him like that. This time, he shut down completely. And he was not the same after that. And Rolly just outboxed him for the rest of the fight. And give it up to Rolly. Listen, Rolly, he only got one win out of it. But Rolly got a little resume going. He fought Ryan, he fought Tank, he fought Pitbull. Like we got to give it up to Rolly, man. Rolly done talked his way into some big fights,
Yeah,
and he pulled this one out.
And I like how the way he popping this shit on Instagram. He said, thank you. I'm a 3-time world champion he said, thanks to Ryan and a couple other nobodies or some stuff like that. So Rolly putting this up, and I also like Rolly at that weight. Rolly at that weight looks super solid, super strong. I like Rolly at that weight, man. That's why. And I feel like when Ryan felt that power in the second round, and he felt that once he dropped him, that's when he shut down and he respected. Like, that's what he just said. And I just felt like Ryan was just trying to survive after that. Ryan wasn't trying to box. Ryan was just trying to survive. It didn't look like coming with nothing. And like I said, Rolly did his thing, man. Rolly was on his ass, and Rolly just was real nice and patient and persistent. I like that for, and I like that for Rolly. And I also want, so I also don't think. Also, too, I just think that Ryan underestimated Rolly coming to this too, because I feel like that was a little challenge. Like coming off for that long, I feel like he should have took somebody easier. Like we said before, we didn't know Rolly as a big boxer, but we knew Rolly as a puncher. You know what I'm saying? And then you already moving up, so I feel like that was a risky fight coming in. What make it funny is when they were sparring 8 years ago, when Rolly said, "Yeah, I'm gonna kick his ass like I did 8 years ago." Rolly hit the same two. Where was it? Left hand?
Yeah, there was a left hook. Yeah.
I think it was two left hooks. He hit him with the same combination back 8 years back then. And this time it came back around, but it was 8 times stronger, and it put him on his ass. And this one mattered. So I feel like they underestimated Rolly, man.
But nah, Rolly, man, and Rolly's funny as shit because like he really don't like Devin Bill, but he's being so respectful about the situation. Like he was talking about, he said Devin's mad at me, but he should blame Bill for his shit genetics. So
Yeah,
I think Rolly's really I think he's being real respectful about the shit, and I like how he's going about it.
no, he
And
definitely did.
I'm ready to see Rolly again. So Rolly's at 147 now. Who would you like to see Rolly fight at 147? You got Brian Norman, Boots is there, Stanionis is there, Barrios is there. Who would you like to see Rolly
This just
next?
pick up beating. So Stanionis need a redemption in my eyes. The way he just got beat up, I don't want to see Stanionis right now. But Brian Norman would definitely be a good one because I know that's a puncher. That's a puncher for sure. Maybe Barrows. Maybe Burrows too. Either or. I like to see either or, but I would definitely like to see Rulli again. I definitely like to see Rulli again. But I had to ask you a question. Now, since Ryan lost, and he lost so nasty to him, in my opinion, how do you see the rematch, and do you want the rematch?
The way that, and now we'll talk about this Tuesday. Make sure y'all tune in. We were going to get more deep dive into this on Tuesday, but just a little quick answer. The way that both of them performed, I don't know if I care for it anymore.
All right.
But we'll get more into that on Tuesday. So now we're on Saturday. Saturday we had F.A. Ajagba versus Martin Bakole. Yeah. So it was a draw. I only gave Bakole 3 rounds, even though I picked Bakole to win. Jogba completely handicapped him. He was keeping him at bay with the jab. He rocked him. I think that was the second round. Maybe it was the third. He rocked him. He rocked him a few times. And there was really nothing Bakole could do. Bakole was trying to stand in the middle of the ring, trying to tell him, like, come on, come on, come on, come fight me. But he wasn't running. He was just sticking and moving, boxing him. He picked him apart. And I felt like Ajagba was robbed there.
I definitely feel like Ajagba was robbed, but I feel like Ajagba boxed Bakole. He boxed Bakole out the whole fight. What I can honestly say was Ajagba stopped moving around and he wanted to stand there and trade with Bakole. Bakole started to get his shit off, and Bakole rocked Ajagba a few times. That's when Ajagba realized, like, oh shit, I can't stand a toe to toe with this nigga. I got to keep moving around. But once he started moving around again, he started giving Bakole to work again. But I just feel like Bakole, I don't know if I really want to see too much of Bakole. He gotta lose some weight. He's too fucking fat. He couldn't chase him around. That's why he was trying to stand in the middle of the ring. Like, he don't gotta stand in the middle of the ring to box your big ass. If you can't come get him or cut the ring off, then so be it. I mean, he did give you grace and did stand off and trade with you, a few times. And Bakole did get the best of that trade. He did. Like, he definitely got that's why
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
see it as good, but I can see why they wanted to, give Bakole maybe a few extra rounds. But I feel like Ajagba was robbed, and I feel like the rematch. I definitely would like to see the rematch, and I feel like the rematch, if Bakole still come in on the same fat lazy shit, Ajagba's gonna put Bakole down. But I also feel like too, if Ajagba feel like he want to get cocky and stand in the paint with him and trade, then I don't think he's gonna last long. But Bakole, I don't.
Yeah, I think even those rounds, like there was a couple swing rounds, but I still gave them to Ajagba because Bakole would get his shit off, and he did catch him a few times, but it was either he was catching up in the round or Ajagba stole it. So that's just for me. Like I didn't give those rounds to him, but either way, I don't think it should have been a draw. I didn't even have it close.
Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't either. Where you want to see Bakole at now? Well, you want to see the rematch of this?
Let's see the rematch because now I want to see Ajagba get what he deserved.
Yeah, more for sure, for sure.
Bakole tried to say he wasn't able to drop weight because of the Parker fight, and he wasn't able to get fully prepared for it. That's why he wants the
I could,
rematch. And
I could kind of believe that too, though. Cause I hopped on a last minute flight to run over there, and then you just got back. Like, you know what I'm saying? You did barely had a training camp for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you came back, and then you back in on another fight. I could kind of believe he did have some problems with weight issues. Bakole had been busy. He had for to be a big guy. Bakole been busy, so I could give him that.
but that was February 22nd. You don't think he had enough time?
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, yeah, enough. But like I said, Bakole be busy, man. Bakole be in the ring. I seen Bakole a few times in the ring. So I mean, he shows up, So I don't
For
want to
sure.
show up. He definitely shows up. So
Yeah, then the next fight we got is Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Surace too. Jaime Munguia, man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. He did exactly what I thought he was gonna do. I know I called the knockout. He didn't get the knockout. He didn't even knock him down this time. But he came out. He came out with that high guard, protecting himself, and he was using a lot of feints. And he just outboxed him. I think Bruno won the first couple rounds, but after that, you could just see Munguia's confidence is growing and growing and growing and growing, and he just completely outclassed him in the later rounds of that fight.
yeah, I feel like it was almost like the same as the first fight, Munguia beating the shit out. I feel like this time Munguia definitely stepped his defense up, like you said, with that high guard. And I feel like he turned his power up a little bit. I just feel like he was just dominating them with power. And Saras looked like Saras. Like he just didn't get that lucky shot off. He was looking for that same lucky shot the whole fight that he won with last time. I feel like that was the same game plan. You didn't come in with a new game plan. You came in with the same exact game plan you came with last time, but you just tweaked it with the lucky shot that you thought you was gonna get. But you didn't get that shot, and like that Munguia looked great. Like I mean, I don't have no complaints about Munguia. I definitely like Munguia, and I like the fact that he's with Canelo now. You know, Canelo is definitely show him the ropes. But I think Munguia got a bright future, and I also seen him call out your man Plant, and he also called out Berlanga. Who would you like to see?
That's the one I want. That's the one I want. Plant, I can't pick because I really like both of them. You know, I fuck with Caleb, and I
Yeah.
do. And Munguia, I'm telling you, I'm a fan. Berlanga, go get Berlanga, and
Okay.
they could sell that Puerto Rico Mexico rivalry shit too. So
Okay.
Munguia, go get Berlanga.
I also like it too because I feel like it's like Canelo and Munguia now. Now Canelo could send Munguia that all them little munchkins that want Canelo. Get through the munchkin first, and then you make it see the king. And you know what I'm saying? So get through my young boy first, and then maybe you can sit up here with the boss. But I like that combination right there. Munguia definitely got a bright future. I'm definitely want to see what Munguia has.
Yeah, when Canelo's done, I think that's the torch pass right there
It could
for
be.
the Mexican fighters, and I think they'll be in good hands too because Munguia he definitely looks like he's going to be a star.
He definitely do, but I mean, can he torch it? Can he be the next Canelo as though he got knocked out? Canelo ain't never been knocked out before,
He ain't
right?
never been knocked out. He lost though. He got embarrassed. Bilbo embarrassed him.
He did, but I mean, you know, maybe when he gets 60, maybe when he gets 60 and something, maybe they'll forget about that knockout.
Yeah, I think he'll be just fine. I think he'll be just fine
I definitely want to see more though.
for sure. So yeah, Berlanga, we already said it. Yeah, I was about to ask you, but we already said it. So speaking of Canelo, another shit show. Skull didn't come to fight. I know we talked about this off mic. I think Canelo was trying to cut the ring off. I do think he was doing a good job. There was times in the fight where Skull would literally jump back, and it was almost like what Shakur does, where with like leaving his feet, jumping back, and he literally just came to run around and survive. Like there was no point if he didn't have the belt, there was no point in any of this. That shit sucked. I everybody stayed up till midnight to watch that bullshit. That shit sucked.
Man, first of all, that fight was funny. I feel like Skull was just happy to be there. That nigga was jolly every round. At the end of the round, he was like in his corner, like in his head, he was really like, "Yeah, I'm keeping up with this nigga. Like this nigga can't fuck with me." But I feel like Skull just came to play the fucking around and get a check. That's what I feel like. Now Canelo, I expected way more from Canelo. Canelo, you could have got that nigga out of here. I just feel like you played with him. You let him run around. Even like you didn't cut the ring off, in my opinion, as a great. Like you know what I'm saying. You didn't cut the ring off. Yeah, the output for that. Did you see the punch output for that? That was up there.
That was low as well. Yeah.
Up there with Devin Ryan. It was just another name. Like, and I just feel like it don't really take away nothing from Canelo because, like, you know, he ain't really have nothing to get in there prove against the school. I just didn't like Canelo one night, and I'm always hyped to see Canelo because I know Canelo going to give me a great performance. I'm always hyped to see Canelo, but after that fight, I'm just like, you could have did a little better. Even though the guy was running around, I would have liked to see you fuck him up just a little more, like touch him up just a little more, like you know. And but mean, yeah, I ain't really got nothing to say about that fight, man. It was just I waited up late, like we said, we waited up late for another running match.
Yeah, that shit sucked. And that again, I just feel like on the last episode we were talking about how boxing is up and down, up and down, up and down. This is one of them times where it makes boxing be down. Like
Yeah.
we have no knockouts this weekend, or none of the main.
I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it was just like you know, Dev had controversy, Ryan had controversy, so we both expect the both of them to come out with a like we didn't know, like you know what I'm saying. But school, I thought school was going to sleep. I thought I knew Munguia, and I didn't know if he was going to really put the guy to sleep. But I knew he was going to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bakole, I expected more out of Bakole, big ass. Like, you know. But, I mean, I was happy to get all the fights though. I was definitely happy. It
For sure, for sure. This was a good weekend.
was definitely a good weekend. But I mean, the next one we got to get some action, man. We need some action.
So yeah, and Canelo and Bud, they got Bud in the ring. They did the face off. They did the official announcement. Canelo was saying, "I don't want to overlook my opponent," And, I'm not going to announce anything. I'm not going to sign anything until I win this fight. And after I win this fight, then we could talk. Turkey called Bud into the ring. They did the face-off. It's official. It's Friday, September 12th. And we'll get a little more in depth into that on Tuesday.
All right, 101 Boxing fam, that's all we got for y'all. If y'all like this episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget to stream on all your major platforms. Until next month.
Like, share, subscribe, and tune in on Tuesday.